Hello, everyone. This is Sean and Dwayne from DSV Legacy Estates. We promise to bring you guys a series entitled Legacy Builders, where we meet with amazing people in the real estate industry to share information, lessons learned, real deal conversations will occur in this virtual setting, and hopefully give you the tools and the tips that you need to be successful along your journey. So today we have with us someone that is just so amazing. It inspires me every time we have a conversation. India Kershaw. She is a real estate broker in North Carolina, and we have the opportunity to pick her brain a little bit in terms of real estate, whether you are interested in purchasing a property of your own, so primary, or you're in the real estate investment industry. You could be new, you could be seasoned, looking for someone fantastic to connect with. She is here. So I'm going to turn it over to Dwayne to ask the first part of our questions, and then we're just going to flow in dialogue and conversation.
All right. So we always ask this question at the beginning. So we want to know who you are, what it is that you do, and how you add value in terms of real estate.
Awesome. Well, first, thank you so much for having me. So excited. So again, my name is India Kershaw. I'm a real estate broker here in the Raleigh-Durham and surrounding areas, Rocky Mount.
All right. Love it.
And also the managing broker of Sims and Kershaw Realty. I am a wife, a daughter, a big sister, and in recent months, a new mom. I am also thank you, proud alum of A&T State University, Aggie Bride.
All right.
I had to get that in for all my Aggies. And really the way that I add value, it is so simple, but I think it sometimes is a lost art, unfortunately. It's honesty. It's honesty and my ability to put myself in my client's shoes. And that is the way that I run my business. I'm a firm believer. God said, treat people the way you want to be treated. So that's exactly what I do.
And I can say firsthand that you promise you really walk in that. You are a woman of integrity as well. And throughout our connection, that is all that you have yielded and given. So I really appreciate that. So tell us a little bit about how you got your start in real estate. Like, why real estate for India?
Okay. So the why, and this is all my truth here. I used to never want to tell these stories, but it is really what it is. So when I was younger, I watched my parents build one of our houses from the ground up and absolutely fell in love with that. And I used to beg them, can we please go and check out the house? And I used to tail behind the real estate agents at the time that were showing us the house and had us in a contract. We go back to their office, and for whatever reason, I'm a strange little child and love the paperwork. And I specifically remember they said, trust me, when you get older, you won't love the paperwork. But I thought that was awesome. Fast forward a few years, and due to my father losing his business, we lost the house. And then it happened again after my parents got divorced to my mother during that horrific time where a lot of people, we had the mortgage crisis, and my mom was one of those. I vowed then I wanted to be in the industry because I felt like I wanted to be able to stop that. That tugged at my heart, hurt me so bad. And I just really wanted to help prevent that for others.
Oh my gosh. India, when I talk to you, every time I talk to you, I'm telling you, you pull at those heartstrings. So I'm going to ask you, something kind of along those lines. When you have clients that come to you to start over, like fresh start, they've gone through divorce, they've had some credit issues. What are some of the myths that you're able to dispel for them, or what are some of the steps that you're able to take to help get them on track in terms of the service and the value that you add?
Absolutely. So a lot of the times, one, people feel like, I have to have an 800 credit score, I've got to have $50,000 in the bank. And that's not always true. And just because maybe you've had a bankruptcy, there's a lot of different levels to that, what was included, what wasn't included. And I've got a really good arsenal of lenders that can help with that. I last year did 2 people who had bankruptcies, and one of them included their house. And because the time had lapsed and the lender I was working with at the time was just really, really good, we were able to still get them approved. So really just tenacity. You do still need to have money down. Like, let's not say you don't have to. You do need some type of cushion, but don't feel like you're down and out. There's also a lot of programs that I work with that help with down payment assistance if you don't have a lot of liquid assets off the bat. So just talk to someone, get to know a really good agent who's got a lot of lenders that can just help with that.
Oh my gosh. So sometimes the lack of knowledge prevents us from taking that step forward. And once we know and we get with someone that can help us, is knowledgeable, it creates a plethora of options. So I love that. Dwayne, did you have any questions for her?
I did, but I do have a question. And this is probably not straightforward, but I guess it is. You said something there about down payment assistance. So, a lot of time people come into this and they'll run straight to a lender, right? And they're trying to get money for a loan. Is it better, in your opinion, just your opinion here, to go to a lender first or go straight to your realtor? Because I know sometimes you, like, as you said, you have a bunch of different lenders that you work with that have different programs. Do you think it's better to go to a lender or go to your realtor for help as far as financing your loan?
So honestly, I feel like it is better to go to a realtor. And the reason as to why is because even if you still end up using maybe the lender that you like, you can have some different options. Kind of back to what we were saying, you don't know what you don't know. And that lender is obviously not going to say, hey, go check out this lender, go check out this lender. They have a certain amount of products that they can offer you, and that's pretty much it. If you get with an agent and you kind of tell them what your situation is, because they've dealt with a whole bunch of different lenders, they can say, you know what, this one lender, I know that they can work with you on this, because not all lenders offer down payment assistance. A good portion of them do not. A good portion of them don't offer, which I love, is the mortgage tax credit that you can get towards the end of the year. It only is like a 20-hour class or something like that for the mortgage lender, but most of them don't want to do it because it's extra paperwork for them. But that saves you at the end of the year a couple of $1,000s. Just things like that. I just suggest go to an agent who knows some people that can help. And it's always good to even still go to at least 2, maybe 3 mortgage lenders. Make sure it's within that time frame, about a 2-week time frame, so it only counts as one inquiry on your credit. But you want to get different, they've got different rates, origination fees. Some of them don't charge origination fees. It's just, again, kind of back to that conversation we had at the beginning, knowing what you can know so that you don't just sign up for anything.
India, I love the fact, and I think I know your value proposition is almost like this cliche that statement. I feel like you're almost with your customers all the way throughout their journey. And you're building a relationship with them so that they can have a product that's good at the end, or they can be in a situation that they're not just getting them in. Because our experience, even with our first home, we were pushed into what we qualified for on paper and left afterwards. And thank God we were able to navigate through that. But you seem like you're so intentional about making sure that your client is a lasting client. So I love that. So my question now is going to flip into the real estate investment business. What advice would you give a new real estate investor that is looking for a credible realtor or agent to work with as they're on their journey? And I want you to talk to us a little bit about even assessing markets, making smart deals from a realtor standpoint.
So it's actually exactly what we just said. Make sure your agent is there for the long haul and not for the right now paycheck. Yep. Because when you're investing, I mean, even if it's your primary, it really doesn't matter what it is. But when you're an investor and you're trying to build a portfolio, the decisions that we make now affect whatever your 5-year goal is. And obviously you need to have a 5-year goal, and you need to have an agent that's understanding about that, because that means when we go to assess a house, we need to say, yep, it's a good purchase right now, but is this going to generate the revenue that you need for your 5-year plan? So if you're an investor, and I know sometimes investors don't necessarily feel like they need agents, you really do, because they understand the market on different levels.
Yes.
That's one less thing that you need to worry about. You need to worry about getting the financing. You need to worry about flipping it the way that you want it to be flipped, and agents can help you with that too. A good agent if they list it for you, we'll stage it for you because we know that is key as well.
Ooh.
But just make sure that they're in it for the long haul so that you and them can be on the exact same page. And in 3 years, you can say, hey, you remember that property we purchased, 3 years ago? How do you feel about that? What do you think we should do there? Should we buy and hold it? Should we go ahead and sell it? And they were there from the beginning, so they would hopefully help you make the best decision.
See, this is why we love India.
I think you said some good stuff there, because that's one of the things. I mean, even in management, people think you have to know everything about the job. I don't have to know everything about the job. I just have to have somebody who does know that portion of it. And having a good realtor or a broker is a great asset. And I mean, you really have to have the right person on your team.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, India, before I ask these people how they can get in contact with you and you share that information, I do have a fun question for you, just a thoughtful question, right? If your younger self could tell your present day self, or give your present day self any advice or words of wisdom, what would you tell yourself?
3 words: do it now. There is a saying that it stuck with me. I've read this, I think, like 3 years ago, and it says, when is the best time to plant a tree? The answer is 5 years ago. When's the next best time to plant a tree? Today. So I would tell my younger self, girl, do your real estate right now, right now. Find out money for that license to do this right now.
Yes.
I would tell myself. And any other of my other dreams, just do it right now. I know you've probably heard this, but they say the thing that people regret most at the end of their life, the things that they didn't do, not the things they did do.
Absolutely. Okay, so India, tell these people how they can get in contact with the amazing India Kershaw, but just wait in line because we're getting in contact with her too.
Yeah, so text for me is best, 919-514-0004. Next best is email, and that is realtorindiak@gmail. And then our firm's website is simsandkershawrealty.com, or follow me on Instagram @India_Kershaw.
Absolutely. All right. So when this posts, all of that information will be there. I just want to thank you so much for sharing a few minutes of your time to give words of wisdom. I feel like you've hit several audiences, from individuals that are looking to purchase a property for themselves, new real estate investors, seasoned real estate investors that have been around the block, and they say, yep, she's absolutely right, and we need to connect with her. And I'm glad that you are sharing your gifts with the world. I'm glad you're here. So thank you. All right. And Dwayne, any last words before we sign off?
No, I think you got it all.
Yes, I talk too much. All right. Well, signing off, good people. Hope you enjoyed, and we get an opportunity to share more amazing people with you in this space. So thank you.
Thank you.